Hello and welcome to all. You just have to look at the profile to understand that the scenario of this stage should be dictated by the sprinters' teams. Breakaways will surely attempt to thwart the predictions of a mass sprint, but their chances of success are very slim. Things are livening up at the head of the peloton.
The yellow jersey has got his team riding early to manage the time gap.
His qualities as a ruler are exceptional. You mustn't give a meter's lead, especially as he takes short climbs in his stride and has no interest in waiting for the sprint, given his lack of pace.
He's the best placed on the overall standings in the breakaway. At the front, he's the best placed for the green jersey. He's the best placed rider in the climber standings amongst the breakaway. He's the fastest sprinter in the leading group. His teammates have already started the pursuit, no doubt aiming for a sprint finish.
The breakaway is losing ground.
His teammates have positioned themselves at the head of the peloton. They will no doubt manage the gap so as to finish in a sprint. His teammates have positioned themselves at the head of the peloton. They will no doubt manage the gap so as to finish in a sprint.
The breakaway is losing ground.
The head of the race is 5 kilometers from the intermediate sprint. Up the pace, guys, to prepare for the intermediate sprint. Here's the winner of the intermediate sprint. Watch out! You're not going to be able to attack for much longer. He's the fastest sprinter in the leading group. The gap is decreasing, guys. The peloton should be there for the stage win. The riders up front still have something left. They're upping the pace to try to hold out till the end. He's got his team riding to set up a sprint finish. This is not the time to hang around at the back of the peloton. At the front, he's the best placed for the green jersey. He's the best placed rider in the climber standings amongst the breakaway.
Last time checked with the breakaway, 1 minute. The breakaway is in the sight of the peloton. There's little chance that it can hold off the sprinters' teams.
5 kilometers for the breakaway. It should have enough of a lead for the stage victory.
30 seconds lead for the head of the race. The men at the front will fight it out for stage victory. Who'll show the most cunning? The red pennant for the breakaway.
The breakaway is at the red pennant.
He's amongst the leading riders this year. He is in...
It was a stage on which we could really have shone, and we don't even finish in the top 10? It's a pity. Hi guys, let's start the briefing for this stage. It'll be a very demanding day for everyone. Several mountain passes and a summit finish await you. This is a key stage for the general classification.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. With 220 kilometers on the program and the Col de Monte, Port de Balais et Peyragudes climbs packed into the last 7 kilometers, this Pyrenean stage is going to hurt more than one rider, be he the winner or just one of those trying to finish inside the time limit. The beginning of the stage is fairly flat. The serious business should begin after the 130th kilometer and the Col de Monte climb. There's an acceleration.
The breakaway threatens the overall standings. He's decided to get his guys to put their foot down.
He has ambitions for the polka dot jersey.
The head of the virtual overall standings is ours. But don't get carried away. The stage is still long.
He's a pure climber, able to follow the very best when he's in shape. Tony Martin is one of the best rulers in the world. He has notably been world time trial champion on 4 occasions. His powerful style has earned him the nickname of Panzer.
It's your teammate who's the most dangerous for the overall standings in the breakaway. They're pulling the peloton. He must be interested in the stage win, because his teammates are setting the pace for the peloton. Yes, there's not a lot going on. When going downhill, the aerodynamic position is useful to increase speed without expending energy.
The first 15 to pass the intermediate sprint score points towards the green jersey.
The first riders have reached the intermediate sprint. That's good enough, lads. There's no way we can lose the green jersey today. It's good. There's a big gap to the breakaway. It's good to have placed a guy up front. Watch out! You'll soon have no more energy to attack. The peloton is riding hard. Stay well placed.
The ascent of the first climb of the day, the Col des Arts, should allow the riders to warm up for the next and far more demanding passes.
His teammates are taking things in hand behind the breakaway. You are 2 kilometers from the summit. Watch your opponents. Keep an eye on him. He's the best climber in the breakaway. Here's the positions over the last climb. He's the best placed in the overall standings amongst those at the head of the race. They're riding hard behind. This isn't the moment to relax. You're the biggest threat to the yellow jersey at the front of the race. A teammate is beginning to lose touch. He is no longer the provisional yellow jersey. It's the Yellow Jersey's team that's taking on the chase of the breakaway.
The riders now begin the descent to the Col de Monte. They must stay vigilant because the way down is fairly technical. The breakaway is increasing its lead over the Yellow Jersey, but there's no worry as it contains no big guns for the overall standings.
Reduce speed a bit, otherwise you'll hit the wall. The end of the stage is not far off. Stay awake. It will soon start to move in the peloton. His team is riding for the overall standings. The front of the race will struggle to widen the gap.
The race is now entering its final chapter. The first riders are beginning the Port of Ballis climb. 12 kilometers at an average of over 7.5%. An ideal testing ground for one's opponents and a first chance to whittle away before the final climb.
The Yellow Jersey is 1 minute 30 away from you. Watch out! You'll soon have no more energy to attack. They're riding hard behind. This isn't the moment to relax.
The gap between the favourites group and the front is 30 seconds. The first rider to the top of the pass scores 25 points in the polka dot jersey standings.
The peloton is 2 kilometers from the summit.
He's attacking! The Yellow Jersey group is 1 minute from the head of the race. He can ride for himself or serve as a luxury teammate.
The breakaway threatens the overall standings. He's decided to get his guys to put their foot down.
Peyragudes is one of the great classics among the Pyrenean passes. With its 7 kilometers of slope at an average of almost 8%, the climbers will be able to apply themselves to the general classification. The breakaway is being reeled in. It will be difficult to withstand the return of the Yellow Jersey. The riders up front have a 1 minute lead on the favourites group. There's only 5 kilometers from the top of Peyragudes to the finish in Peyragudes, almost all uphill. But if a rider goes over the top alone, he will probably have done the hardest part by breaking away and psychologically marking his opponents. "30 seconds between the breakaway and the yellow jersey.
Okay, I'll consume a feed. He's got his teammates riding because in front there's a rider who's dangerous to him in the overall standing. Reduce speed a bit, otherwise you'll hit the wall. He's attacking. Whatever you do, don't let him build a lead.
It's the start of the final climb. There are only 3 kilometers left, and one man is alone in the lead and looks set to win. Today's winner will also pocket 5 points for the mountain classification.
Breakaway is 1 kilometer from the finishing line.
The lead riders 1 minute 30 on the favourites.
You seem to be running on empty. Lift your foot if you don't want to blow up.
He will climb onto the podium. He is in...
Well done, lads. You rode a very good stage, finishing in the top 10, even though the stage didn't suit us.